This is the Specht Söhne SP0008A2 automatic, and it retails for about $189 right now. And I've been wearing this for 3 weeks and tested it out. And today we're doing a proper review of it. All right, full disclosure. So before anything else, full transparency. This watch was sent to me by Specht Söhne. It's a paid review. So they covered it. They've sent the watch. The watch has value. So I want to be upfront with that. However, of course, the thing here is that if you been following this channel for a while now, you know that we don't do always perfect, 10 out of 10. Of course, that's not why you're here. So you want to know what exactly I think about it. And you want someone to actually put the thing on the wrist to, have lived it for a few weeks and tell you genuinely what I think. So we'll look at the good and the bad and everything in between. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Paid review or not. So Specht Söhne, if you're listening, if you're watching this, thank you very much. And let's get on to the video. And right here today, I have with me the Baltany S4056. I will take a look at this as well, and I'll send a different link for you guys whenever this comes up, but save it for our next review. But for now, we'll look at the Specht Söhne. So let's get into the dimensions very quickly. Case size on the caliper, it says 41.4. Bezel size is just around 39.3. Case thickness, just about 11.7. That includes the crystal on top. Your crown is around 5.7 millimeters. And of course, we need to check the lug to lug, 51.3. But it does taper down quite nicely here since it's a rubber strap. A 316L stainless steel, of course, very nicely done case. I don't think it's a very aggressive brush there, but let me try and zoom in a little bit so you can see it there. A little bit closely. Specht Söhne didn't add any logos in there, but you can see there the brushing on the case. So there's definitely polish in there. Of course, outside of the bezel, but you do have a brushed surface in there. Brushed here, polished here, up until the lugs. Brushed sides. Just about every affordable watches right now, you always get a sapphire crystal at this price point, which is quite rare if you are, looking at highly expensive watches outside the price point of this one. Albeit mostly the Japanese brands are priced well above. So this retails at around $189. Of course, nobody's being fooled here. And there is no Patek logo in there in the dial. So you get the Specht Söhne, it says Genève. The original Aquanaut, I think it retails around $35,000. And this is around $189. If you're looking down on this watch and think it looks like a $35,000 Patek Philippe, then I think you need some help that my watch reviews cannot provide. So there you have it. I think these types of watches, guys, and what brands like Specht Söhne do is really offer sort of the aesthetic language of iconic designs to people who love, just watches, and sort of watch enthusiasts like myself who just value more on the precision, on the execution, and of course, beyond a price point, right? You could probably get something like this for more, but then you put a bar on your what you can afford. So this is where people like myself and others who are watch enthusiasts, we value more on the execution. And I think there is a demand as well for these types of watches, which is, they keep selling here and there as well. And I don't think is something wrong with that. So the watch world has a rich history of designs borrowing from each other, and it always has. On the website, I think you have a choice for a deployant or butterfly clasp when you order this one. So you could either choose either or. Now the movement here is the Miyota 8215, so it's definitely a Japanese workhorse, very reliable. It's been deployed in thousands of watches across dozens of brands because it just works. So accuracy in my unit has been really well, so didn't have any issues with it. The rotor, of course, very noticeable sound to it, more than some, but it's not as offensive. It's just a mechanical movement doing its thing. Let's talk about Specht and Söhne. So I've had experience with Specht and Söhne having their knotless homage, and this is the second one that I've got from them. Of course, thankfully, they were able to send a unit for review. I think it remains true that, for every kind of unit that they produce, there's always a few duds going out. So I think Specht and Söhne, their QC reputation in the community is quite variable, and for some people, including myself, I think for me, at least when this came, is generally solid. The finishing is clean, dial sits true, crown action is smooth. And for other people, based on what I've seen in forums, at least, right, in comments across YouTube and mostly Reddit, it can be a really different story. So there's a lot of misaligned bezels, inconsistent brushing on the case sides, and the strap hardware. And I think I remember there was one unit that I've got from Specht and Söhne and then had to return it because the clasp is really unusable. It's as if it ripped open the clasp. So there's a lot of QC issues. So just want to address that elephant in the room. So whenever you order these types of watches, there's always, almost always, a bit of hesitation because of the QC. But of course, for other people, they get the unit very nicely done, right? So here, let's inspect this. So you have a screw down crown on this one. You can see that there, of course, for Miyota 8215. Change the time. Go. Change the date. It's working. And the winding. And you can screw that back in. There's a bit of reflections, I would say, but it's not as too reflective for my eyes. I think the silicone strap finishing, I think this is a slight unevenness on how it meets, but that's not a big issue. Now here, of course, I didn't choose the deploying clasp. Choose it because I think this is just more comfortable on the wrist. But for $189, guys, you can't expect so much for what you get. Of course, this, it's not one of those rubber straps that doesn't attract dust. This one apparently does attract a bit of dust in there. Now up close here, you would definitely know it's not, the Aquanaut. So this is a Specht and Söhne, I would say, clomage. The word homage has been thrown out quite loosely in the enthusiast circle, so I'm going to call it what it is. It's a clomage. It's definitely a copy, except that they changed the logo. So at this price point, I think some Japanese brands even give you just a mineral glass crystal for this price point, even. So I mean, at $189, getting a sapphire, wow, it's a big check mark already. Now, if automatic is not your thing, they have quite a good range of quartz as well. They have a quartz version of this one. So if you don't like to a lot of us who don't like the winding stuff and they just want to wear and go, grab and go watch, a totally valid choice depending on your lifestyle. they had some engravings in there as well. Specht and Son. You can see there. That's surprisingly well done, guys. So for the price that you pay on these types of watches, you can only expect so much. And of course, you have to set your expectations when you order something like this. So if you're someone who's going to be, looking up comparison photos of this next to a real Aquanaut, then just say goodbye. You just save yourself the trouble. This isn't going to be dimensionally perfect to the original. Here, you are actually just getting the look. And of course, you're getting a nice, reliable workhorse, which is the Miyota 8215, while still, having on the spirit of the design. So this is definitely not a replica. You would say it's not like they pasted on the logo there. So they changed the logo. Of course, some people will take offense on that one. And of course, if you have some strong philosophical objections to homage watches, I totally respect that. I generally do. But this video was never for you, and that's okay. And there are plenty of channels reviewing only, Swiss watches, Japanese originals, and they make great content more than I do. But for everyone else who are like me and just, generally, we just want a generally good looking watch for the money. And I don't say that as a throwaway compliment, right? It's just whatever you can afford, and you can buy them and you can wear them without having to, pretend that it's something else. Of course, it looks the same as the Aquanaut, but it's not a replica. And hope you can see this one. So the hands are a little bit bluish, and the color, and then the outside is like a greenish. So hopefully you can see that color difference. Hands, and I think the white second hand really gives it more legibility on this one, despite the LUME. So that's it for our LUME shot. I guess if you're still here watching this video, thanks for staying. But I would say who this is for, I think this is for people who just admire the look and they don't want to spend too much for something that they really like and they would want to wear. So would you want to wear this? That's the question for you to answer. Some people won't. Some people are okay. Myself are okay with this one. It's not pretending to be too much of the original. Of course, the design was borrowed, right? So it's not pretending to be. There's no logo in there trying to be something else. It isn't. I mean, so if you're still tuning in, thanks again for watching. I really like the quality of how Specht Söhne did this one. Of course, if you compare it to much more, then you'll be disappointed, right? So you probably ask for something more than just having a sapphire crystal. But for the price point, and if you're like myself, who just admire how a manufacturing a watch is made, how a case is made, and just general watch nerds out there who are with us in Reddit. So come hang out with us. If you want to pick up something like this yourself, I've left some affiliate links down below on the description. So take a chance if you want. And I'm always on Reddit, so I'm mostly involved with the Watch Edit Reddit subreddit. So if you have some questions, do send me a question over there, and we can talk watches all day, every day. There, price points, Microbrands. So this is not just about homage or clomage watches. So thanks again for watching. Some more wrist shots for you guys so you get to see. I have a 6.5 inch wrist, so this is just to give you some context how it looks like on my 6.5 inch wrist. So
comment, subscribe, and like the channel, and share this with someone if it did help you, sort of make a decision if you like it or not. So it's your money. Buy what you want, enjoy what you can afford, and wear them. Wear your watches that you buy. So until next time, I'll see you again, guys. Thanks for watching. For now, it's goodbye for me.